Hey, welcome back. Chris here. I thought today we would do a fun little project that stayed in the vein of cryptography and anonymity and protecting your identity online a little bit. I'm going to turn this little guy, Raspberry Pi Model B, into a relay for the TOR network. Go figure, now that we're recording this, I didn't stay there. TOR, you can find them at torproject.org. I'll put the link to that in the description below. But they, as it says here, TOR is a free software and an open network that helps you defend against traffic analysis. So maybe those yahoos at the NSA and the CIA and so on and so forth, maybe you can make it harder for them to track you. I'm not saying do anything legal. Don't do illegal things unless you're fighting the power. And yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. According to this instructable that I'll be following for the most part, where I think I can handle changing things, I will. And you guys will see that. It's a system intended to enable online anonymity. It's also a way to access what many people in the media refer to as the dark web. Dark web is supposed to be much larger than the surface web that most people encounter on a day-to-day basis. I've never been there, so when I go, I'll be sure to take my helm of protection +2 and my sword of overheading. Little nerd humor, I hope that's appreciated. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. Under the parts needed, you'll need a Raspberry Pi. You've seen that I have that. Power supply, I've got that. Network cable, yeah, duh. And an SD card with a Raspbian. This is the first place where I'm going to change it up. If you go to raspberrypi.org/downloads, you can get Raspbian, also Pydora, all sorts of things. There's a bunch of different Linux distributions for your Raspberry Pi. I'm going to go with Noobs for the offline and network install. Noobs is new out-of-box software. It's just an easy way to set things up. And once that's finished downloading, we'll move on with the video. Alright, so we've got Noobs downloaded, and we're just going to do a quick format on the SD card that we're going to be using. Ooh, format complete. Right, so there's that. And all we have to do is unpack the contents of the zip folder. And I'm going to cut to when it's done. Okay, so with that done, we're going to cut to actually setting it up. Right, so this is the Noobs boot up. We're running keyboard only mode here. So what are our options? We got Raspbian, Arch, OpenELEC. It's just a user-friendly media center. So I mean, there's a lot of things you can do here. Edit data partitions, Pydora. But we'll be going with Raspbian. And install is I. Warning, this will select the selected operating systems. All existing data on the SD card will be overwritten, including any OSs that are already installed. Yes. Alright, so here we are at 96%. Figured that would be a decent place to bring you all back into the fold. OS is installed successfully. Okay. Alright, so this is what we first get when the Raspberry Pi restarts, just a configuration tool. The file system, let's go ahead and do that. Oh, okay, it's already expanded. Cool. Internationalization options, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, now just for fun, I'm gonna add it to RasStack, which is just it's just a map that tracks where every Raspberry Pi is. Actually, let's not do that, since we're going for a cryptography and an anonymity thing. Okay, thanks. I'm only hitting it once. I think this keyboard is messing me up. Let's configure the overclock. I'm gonna go for a medium overclock, 900 megahertz. Yep. Okay. So I think we're done here. How do we get down to finish? Ah, finish. Would you like to reboot now? Yes. Now my goal with this is that it's going to be a headless router. There won't be any monitor hooked up to it or anything like that. I'll be able to SSH in if I need to do anything. SSH is a protocol that lets you execute command lines remotely. So from my desktop, I'll just be able to log into the Raspberry Pi and do what I need to do. I'm probably not going to do any kind of VNC terminal on it. Okay, here we are. So by default, the login is, that was interesting, Pi, and the password is RASPBERRY, Raspberry. There we are. We're logged in. Now, according to our step-by-step guide, it says we're going to want to go ahead and install sudo, which, if my memory serves, it should already be on here, but we'll try it anyway. The command is apt. Wow, this keyboard is terrible. Apt get install. Wow, okay. I'm gonna be cutting a lot of stuff out of this one. apt-get install sudo. Well, that's interesting. Wonder if we do sudo apt-get install sudo, if it'll work. Sudo. Ah, yep. So it does look like sudo's already on here. Yep. Sudo is already the newest version. So I do need a hard surface to put this keyboard on. The carpet is not working out for me at all. So give me one moment. So we'll go add user. Oh, it's one word. Add user TOR. Okay, fine. Sudo add user TOR. Enter. Add a new user. Enter password. Now, obviously, I'm not going to give you guys the password because I'm a big old meanie head like that. Retype it. Passwords do not match. Man, I hate this keyboard. Try again. Yes. We're not going to add any names or any of that. This is extra stuff for if you're going to have a multiple user system. But we're not. Okay. Cool. So now we have to add it to the list of sudoers. So we go nano etc sudoers. Oh, can't read it, permission denied, so we'll just control X out of this. And we'll add sudo to the beginning. Sudo nano. Okay. User privilege specification. TOR all equals all all. Okay. So we should be able to. Where is save? Yes. Okay. So we're gonna run. Dang this keyboard, man. Sudo apt-get update. This just updates all the dependencies on our Pi. It's moved in a nice little clip, especially for out in the boondocks where I am. Ooh, now it's not. Okay, so we've updated our dependency lists and trees, so now we're actually going to make sure everything is to the most current version. With that, we go sudo apt get upgrade. It asks us if we want to continue. We say yes, and there it goes. Alright, I'm going to cut this part out. Alright, so all that is done. As you can see, it was quite a bit. Moving on to setting up the network. If we type in if config, we get all this information. And we're going to write that information down. Let me grab my pen. For the hardware address. Now, if you've never seen this, that hardware address is referring to what is often called a MAC address. Oh man, I can't see if that's a 22 or a ZZ. I believe they're hexadecimal, so I'm betting that's 22. If I'm wrong, I'll be furious. 74. That MAC address is a hard-coded address for your actual Ethernet adapter. So that should never change. Now there are tools that you can use to called spoof it, where your computer will report a different MAC address to your router than what it actually has. Now for the IP address, which is given out by the router, I have 192.168.110. Okay, and that should be everything we need. I don't think we need that loopback adapter address. So, oh, we're gonna need the mask. Now the mask should just be really simple, yeah. 255, 255, 255 is 0. Not surprising there. It's a local mask. Now actually in high school, I did go through Cisco networking administration classes for 2 years, which is like the lowest, which at the time was the lowest tier. Now that was forever ago. I'm not gonna give away how old I am by revealing that. Right now we're looking for a line that says iFace ETH0 iNet DHCP. Oh, actually, I skipped a step there. What we need to do is go more sudo nano, which is the built-in text editor. We're going to go etc network, and then interfaces. Bam. Okay, here we go. So we're looking for iFace ETH0 iNet DHCP. If you want a static IP, you can change it here. So what you would do is just change that where it says iNet DHCP, you would change DHCP to static, and then on the lines underneath you would say address space an IP address on your network. You'd go net mask, change it to the mask that you want. Most of the time you're going to keep that the same. And your gateway, which is a little high level stuff that we're not going to go into here. For me personally, I'm going to keep the DHCP because since my router does network address translation, I'm hopefully never going to have around 4 billion networked devices in my tiny house. Gonna have to get rid of 5 or 6 if I ever reach around 4 billion. So, next we're going to install TOR, which requires we exit this. Now, let me see if this works. CLS. Nope. Huh. I don't remember how to clear the screen in Linux. I'm not really a Linux guy. So to install TOR, that's easy. You remember that sudo apt-get command? So we'll go sudo apt-get install, and then TOR. And there it goes. After this operation, 7,306 kilobytes of additional disk space will be used. Do you want to continue? Yes. Now I'm using an 8 gig card for my Raspberry Pi, and that's just because I had one lying around. I also had a 2 gig lying around, but I wasn't too sure if that would do it. So, yeah. This is going to take a little bit of time, probably. Oh, and we are done. So, once that's all done, we're going to have to edit the TOR configuration files. So we're actually just going to go nano, and it is under etc., which seems like everything is under etc. And then TOR / TORRC. Okay. Alright, here's a bunch of information. We're gonna go down. Wherever it has the pound sign, that is actually commenting it out, so the computer won't read that. Oh. Oh, dang. So I need to find, the first one is SOX port 0. And like I mentioned earlier, I can't actually read this. Okay, all this looks like it's been pounded out, so I might have to write this myself. Let's try it. If it doesn't work, we can always do it again. So, sucks. Oh, it's one word. Port 0. Log notice file. I need to get a better keyboard for this. This little gel keyboard is terrible. We'll go slash var slash log slash tor slash notices dot log. Run as Damien1. DA. Oh, see, even as I said it, I typed it wrong. EMON 1. OR port 9001. dir port 9030. Exit policy reject, so we'll go exit policy reject, and then we're going to use wildcard star dot star nickname. What should we call this? Should we call it TOR dog? Do lowercase TOR, and then DAWG. And this next one is setting up how much bandwidth it'll use. Depending on how much my network suffers from this, I'm going to throttle it down. So we go relay bandwidth rate, and most people set it up for 100 kilobytes, which will throttle your traffic to 100. It's about 800 kilobits per second. Oh, hello, why did you jump all the way up there? I'm glad I didn't keep typing. Oh, wait, where did that KB go? Yeah, see what happened there? I meant to type. Stupid keyboard. I'm gonna keep blaming the keyboard, gentlemen and ladies. So KB. And then we're gonna set a burst rate. I think what's happening is I think I'm hitting the shift key and it ends up triggering the arrow keys. If any of you are wondering, don't ever get a gel keyboard. 200 KB. Why didn't you shift? Okay. So that's set. Moving on to the next step. Oh no. Okay, so what we just learned here is that we have to do this in sudo. So I will save you all the headache of watching that again. Alright, so we've successfully re-edited and saved. Moving on to the next step. If your Raspberry Pi is going to sit behind a firewall, you're going to need to configure that, and that is dependent on each firewall how you do that. So now we're going to have the TOR server start anytime. Well, first let's just go ahead and do it. Sudo. Alright, Alright, so the command that I've just typed in will restart the TOR server. Ooh. Checking if TOR configuration is valid. Failed. Interesting. Huh. Alright, let's go back in and look at what we've changed. Bear with me one moment. Alright, so here's my idea. We will go through and delete everything that we didn't type. Whoa, shit. Socks port 0. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Alright, let's see what it tells us this time. Couldn't parse line dropping. Malformed policy reject. Failed to parse validate config. Error in exit policy entry. Reading config failed. See warnings above. Okay. Okay, so there's something wrong with our exit policy. I'm really not sure what it is. Ah, stupid control key. Yes. And of course it failed again. We didn't change anything. Let's log out real quick. My login is the TOR account. Okay, cool. So we're logged in as TOR. So on the TOR website, which is torproject.org, I'm looking through that. It says we have to define an OR port. Let's just see here. Sudo nano etc. tor/tor rc. Oh, did I do suno instead of sudo? I really cannot see. This whole thing has been a mess. Sudo. I have to type in the password. I love that. Didn't I use the password to get in? Alright, so we got a SOX port, we got an OR port, and you know what? I think the problem with this, the exit policy, is that that is setting up what to reject. So, let's quit that. Let's just see if we can do that. Service TOR reload. Yeah, so that's another way to restart it. But it's saying that couldn't read it. Couldn't find home environment variable while expanding /.tor, defaulting to whatever. Default data directory is /.tor. This expands to blah, which probably not what you want. Using var/tor instead. Your contact info option is not set. I don't want contact info. No AES engine found. Using that instead. This OpenSSL has a good implementation for counter mode. Using it. Configuration was valid. Okay. So there we go. TOR relay is up and running. Supposedly. So if we go less/var slash log slash TOR slash log. That should permission denied. I have to sudo everything. Why would I? Okay. Everything is fine. You'll find an entry like blah blah blah. It just has the date and time stamp. Notice TOR has successfully opened a circuit. Let's see if we can find that. There it is. And there we go, everybody. That is a working TOR bridge. Next thing is setting up SSH. Okay, so that's super easy. Here we are, we're logged in, so we'll go. In order to get SSH up and running, first we have to install it. So sudo apt get install SSH. Put in the password again. And there we see it building the package list and dependency trees. Oh, we already had it. Awesome. So, if we go sudo slash etc. Start. There we go. Secure shell is started. Alright everybody, so here we're just going to try out the SSH server. Up here, if you see, you go to putty.org. If you're running Windows, they're a great alternative. Otherwise, just use Google to find it. So, my mouse, I got confused there. Alright, so bringing putty back up, we know that my IP address from before was 192.168. I did not write down the whole thing. One moment. .1.110. Alright, let's open it up, see what we get. Alright, so here it is. I hope you guys can actually see that alright, but we'll go ahead and log back in as TOR. There it is. We're logged in. The SSH is working. Anyway, so we have the relay working. I'm going to try and figure out a way to test it out. I mean, I suppose we could just view the logs. So, I mean, let's try that out real quick. Let's look for the TOR project. Here's our website. It's just torproject.org. Oh, wow. That's cool. I like that. TOR for Android, ARM, everything. I got a browser. Anyway, documentation. Yeah. It's probably gonna get cut out. Okay, we'll try manually. Make sure it's working. Look for log entry. Self-test indicates is reachable from outside. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to use sudo because using that less thing last time kind of messed me up. Less / /log /tor /log. Okay. Sudo. Well, that's kind of hard to read, isn't it? Open a new log file, parsing job file. Learn some more directory information, bootstrap 5%, connecting to directory server. So it's connecting to the directory server, it's doing the handshakes. It's got a network status consensus. Okay. It looks like it's working fine. So, have fun. If you decide to use TOR, let me know. Let me know what you think. I might play around with it a bit. I still don't know how to get out of this. So, over and out. Watch your 6. Leave comments, questions, anything you like down below. That looks funny. I don't think I'll do that again. So, peace.